My name is Chance Bennett. I'm an emergency management student at West Texas A&M University, and today we're going to discuss the 2010 Haiti earthquake. Haiti and the Dominican Republic make up the island of Hispaniola. The island of Hispaniola is in the Caribbean Sea, and it lies between Cuba and Puerto Rico. Haiti has a long history of destruction. Reports of earthquakes leveling parts of Haiti go back as early as 1751. French historians there described a 1751 earthquake leveling all the buildings in the city except for one. Again, in 1770, it was reported that the entire city of Port-au-Prince collapsed due to an earthquake. In 1946, a reported 8.0 earthquake occurred in the Dominican Republic, which is to the east, but it affected Haiti and produced a tsunami that killed 1,790 people. And then again in 2008, hurricanes Hanna, Gustav, and Ike all hit Haiti, killing approximately 800 people. The 2009 Human Development Report by the United Nations Development Program, Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. It is considered economically vulnerable by the Food and Agricultural Organization. Infrastructure and communications were in poor shape prior to the earthquake. Building codes are either non-existent or not followed. And masonry buildings are built with cheap, unreinforced concrete without proper foundations, making them much easier to collapse. The island of Hispaniola, which includes Haiti on the west side, lies between two active fault lines. As you can see on the map, the 2010 earthquake occurred in southern Haiti, not far from the capital of Port-au-Prince. On January 12, 2010, a 7.0 magnitude shallow earthquake hit Haiti near the capital of Port-au-Prince. Depending on which reports you look at, between 100,000 and 320,000 people died during that time. 300,000 buildings were destroyed. There were more than 50 aftershocks, again causing more damage to already shaky buildings. And much of the infrastructure was destroyed. Now let's take a look at a video that was recorded by a CNN reporter shortly after the earthquake. From an emergency management standpoint, Haiti was behind from the very beginning. The Capitol and Capitol buildings were heavily damaged. Many government employees were killed or injured, with those who weren't needing to go tend to family members who were killed and injured. Streets, the airport, the seaport, and communications were all heavily damaged. International USAR teams began to arrive within 24 hours. Unfortunately, it was very difficult for them to get where they needed to go due to the damaged infrastructure. Also, distribution of resources was difficult and sometimes impossible due to blocked roads and damaged infrastructure. Thousands of bodies began to pile up in the streets, and many were left in collapsed buildings simply because they couldn't get to them or they didn't know they were there. And on top of all that, the Haitian government was accused of inaction, infighting, and corruption, hampering management of the disaster. There were many lessons to be learned from the 2010 earthquake. Obviously, building codes need to reflect the earthquake and the hurricane potential, and they need to be followed. Haiti needs an updated emergency management plan for future disasters because where Haiti lies is right in the middle of disaster central. Outside disaster agencies need to be assigned French and Creole-speaking liaisons immediately upon arrival. Communication with rescuers and aid agencies was a big problem. And there needs to be a better plan for debris removal and infrastructure reconstitution to allow for aid distribution. On top of all that, corruption in the government slowed everything down to where recovery was quite drawn out and actually still ongoing today. Haiti has never completely recovered from the 2010 earthquake. Thousands of people still live in unreinforced concrete buildings that were damaged by the 2010 earthquake. Subsequent hurricanes and tropical storms have added to the frustration by damaging or destroying infrastructure that had been rebuilt. Pledges of aid from multiple countries has only partially been received. As a matter of fact, the American Red Cross was accused of misusing recovery funds. They had initially raised about $500 million to aid in the recovery, and they were accused of misusing those funds. And eventually the Haitian Red Cross took over for the American Red Cross. The American Red Cross actually left the country. Infrastructure has not been restored to pre-earthquake status, and it was pretty bad to begin with. And issues with land ownership have hampered the building of housing. There are constantly disputes over who owns the land that the government tries to build, or the government and agencies try to build the new housing on, and so that slows down the process. This video sums up Haiti 7 years after the 2010 earthquake.
Breaking news story tonight, a major earthquake has hit Haiti.
It was a magnitude 7, possibly the strongest quake ever to hit that region.